In our headlines for today's update, the Ecuadorian Football Federation are investigating video footage which appears to show Chelsea's 16-year-old wonderkid Kendry Paez partying with two teammates in a New York strip club while away on international duty. According to journalist Florian Plettenberg, Bayern Munich are the latest club to register an interest in Chelsea's Ian Maatsen. There is also a rumor about the possibility of Andrey Santos' loan to RC Strasbourg Alsace being extended by a further year. Smash the like and bell icon, subscribe and share, tell a friend to tell a friend that the most informative channel for Chelsea news is back. In our first news, the Ecuadorian Football Federation are investigating video footage which appears to show Chelsea's 16-year-old wonderkid Kendry Paez partying with two teammates in a New York strip club while away on international duty. The incident has come to light in the aftermath of Ecuador's 2-0 defeat to Italy in New Jersey on Sunday, in which Paez was a second-half substitute. It remains unclear when the incident occurred. In the 35-second video clip that was leaked on social media, it appears that 32-year-old defender Robert Arboleda can be heard shouting, as a provocative dancer performs in front of Paez and Al Sadd winger Gonzalo Plata. Paez, who will officially join up with compatriot Moses Caicedo at Chelsea in the summer of 2025 once he has turned 18, is still only 16 years of age. Last year, he became the youngest player to ever represent Ecuador and the youngest South American player to score in a World Cup qualifier. The minimum legal drinking age is 21 in the United States, while minors under the age of 21 are also prohibited from entering nightclubs, where there are strict controls, regardless of the time of day. Chelsea and Paez's agent Manuel Sierra have been approached for comment by Mirror Football. However, it's understood the Blues are aware of the incident and will leave the matter in the hands of the Ecuadorian Football Federation. As per Article 16 of the country's Football Code of Ethics published in March 2024, any offences that are committed while representing the Ecuador national team will be punished with a minimum fine of £790, while those responsible could also be prohibited from carrying out activities related to football for a maximum period of 2 years. Now Chelsea defender Malo is expected to be fit to face Burnley this weekend, but the Blues boss Pochettino will be concerned about Fernandez's availability. Right-back Gusto last week withdrew from Thierry Henry's France under-21 squad with a virus, but has recovered quickly and should be available for Saturday's match at Stamford Bridge. The informed defender's return will be a major boost for Mauricio Pochettino, who is still expected to be without injured captain Reece James. However, the Argentine boss will be concerned about Fernandez's availability, with Argentina playing a friendly against Costa Rica at 7:50 p.m. local time in Los Angeles on Tuesday night, thus 2:50 a.m. in the UK in the early hours of Wednesday morning. The £107 million midfielder will then have a 14-hour flight back to Cobham, allowing him just one training session with Chelsea before the game against Vincent Kompany's relegation-threatened side. Such circumstances will likely see Fernandez named on the bench. Chelsea are looking to hire a new head of performance medicine after former medical director Dimitrios Kalogiannidis left the club after 14 years, amid a Premier League season plagued by injuries. Mauricio Pochettino's team have spent much of this campaign in crisis mode with captain Reece James among those still in rehab without a return date. Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia, Christopher Nkunku and Leslie Ugochukwu are others who remain in varying stages of recovery. Given Chelsea's consistently long list of crocked stars, the upheaval in the medical department since the current ownership's takeover in May 2022 has faced scrutiny. Though the reshuffle has largely occurred without official announcements, the departures have been significant. More recently, medical director Dimitrios Kalogiannidis left after 14 years, while Thierry Laurent departed after 17 years, and Paco Biosca after 11, among others. It is understood to be Kalogiannidis, whose exit was amicable, who Chelsea are now trying to replace. Now, the new full-time recruit is set to arrive at Cobham to help address their injury issues, with the club accepting applicants and believed to be offering a salary worth around £250,000. Now former Chelsea transfer chief Marina Granovskaia has been linked to secret payments by former Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich. The former chief executive of Chelsea, once described as the most powerful woman in football, is facing questions about what she knew of secret payments made under the club's former owner Roman Abramovich, amid an ongoing investigation into alleged breaches of football spending rules. Details of millions of pounds in fees, funded by offshore vehicles belonging to the Russian oligarch, emerged last year as a result of the Cyprus Confidential Leaks project, published by The Guardian and international partners. Documents from the files indicate that Marina Granovskaia, a close associate of Abramovich who ran Chelsea until he sold the club in May 2022, knew about some of the transactions, including a fee paid to the agent of star player Eden Hazard. She also appears to have benefited personally from some of the payments, raising questions over whether she received extra money from Abramovich for her work at the club, on top of her Chelsea salary. The files suggest offshore companies in the Abramovich network made loans to Granovskaia worth £7.5 million to finance the purchase of a house in Fulham, near the club's Stamford Bridge Stadium, and a payment of £1.63 million for financial, tax and legal due diligence. According to reports, Chelsea are prepared for interest from Premier League teams in attacking midfielder Cole Palmer by putting up an astounding £85 million asking price for the England international. The risk of losing him after a year exists, since the Blues are still mired in mid-table in the Premier League standings. If Chelsea are forced to sell the midfielder after just a season at the club due to outside Premier League interest, they would likely want to at least double their money, according to Football Insider. Palmer is the one who has stood out after joining in a £42.5 million from Manchester City. With 34 appearances in all competitions this season, including 14 goals and 12 assists, Palmer has been a revelation at Chelsea, and now there is buzz regarding Palmer that has just surfaced, claiming that one of the other Big Six teams, as well as Barcelona, is trying to grab him. In light of this, Chelsea want to speak with Palmer over a contract extension, despite the fact that they tied him down until 2030. Put simply, they won't consider any offer that falls short of the £85 million threshold. Palmer would become Chelsea's second most expensive sale ever behind Eden Hazard if someone were to put that much money on the table and Chelsea were to accept, demonstrating the desire to hang on to him. According to a report from Le Quip, a French newspaper, Andrey Santos' loan move from Chelsea to RC Strasbourg Alsace could be extended by a further year. After an underwhelming start of the season at Nottingham Forest, Santos, who only joined Chelsea in the summer, was recalled to Stamford Bridge. A solution was sought for the Brazilian midfielder, who was in desperate need of game time in order to adapt to the European game. A move to Strasbourg, who share the same Bluco owners as Chelsea, was therefore an ideal solution for all parties, with Patrick Vieira openly stating that he wanted added competition in midfield. When Santos joined on loan, he did so only until the end of the current campaign. He has since featured on 3 occasions for Les Alsatians and impressed in his first start for the club against Nantes. Vieira is happy with Santos and what he has brought to the group, and according to Le Quip, his loan could be extended for a further season. Highly rated Chelsea left-back Ian Maatsen is already making a name for himself in the Bundesliga and could secure a high-profile move this summer. According to journalist Florian Plettenberg, Bayern Munich are the latest club to register an interest in the Borussia Dortmund loanee. Maatsen was shipped off to Signal Iduna Park on a temporary basis after struggling for playing time at Stamford Bridge despite switching positions. However, the left-back has been a revelation for Dortmund since joining on a short-term loan in January, returning a goal and 2 assists in 10 Bundesliga outings. His performances haven't gone under the radar, and his £35 million release clause is starting to look like a bargain for most European clubs. Bayern are monitoring the Netherlands international and could activate his release clause if they lose Alphonso Davies to Real Madrid this summer. Davies' future has been subject to intense speculation in recent weeks after contract talks with the Bayern hierarchy hit several stumbling blocks. AC Milan's Theo Hernandez has been identified as the primary target, but the France international will not come cheap, so Maatsen has emerged as a backup plan. Chelsea have initiated discussions with RB Leipzig over a potential summer transfer for Dani Olmo, Football Transfers reports. The Blues will look to move on Conor Gallagher and out of favour Raheem Sterling and consequently have set their sights on bringing in a suitable replacement, with the RB Leipzig attacker very much a target. Indeed, sources close to the situation have indicated that 25-year-old Spain international has emerged as a primary target for Chelsea ahead of the transfer window and discussions are already underway. Known for his agility and skill on the ball, Olmo has been a key player for the German club since joining from Dinamo Zagreb. Across 142 games for the side, he has notched up 28 goals and 33 assists. Olmo started his career at Barcelona's youth setup La Masia before heading to Dinamo Zagreb in Croatia in 2015. On the international stage, he helped Spain under-21s win the 2019 European Championship. Reports from Italy have claimed that Chelsea are prepared to bid big money to try and sign Victor Osimhen this summer. According to Il Mattino, An Italian sports news website, the Blues are ready to make a bid of £77 million to try and bring in one top striker at the end of this season. Victor Osimhen hasn't quite hit the heights of last season this time around, however he is still easily seen as one of the best strikers in the game right now. That will likely not stop interested parties looking to sign him for a fee lower than that, and reports have stated that the Blues have a figure in mind that they would like to bid for him. It was claimed that they are one of three sides prepared to pay £77 million for the deal, with Arsenal and PSG also mentioned as interested parties. But Chelsea is well aware that the likelihood of them completing a signing of this magnitude relies on them qualifying for some sort of European football at the end of this season. Arsenal have begun talks to sign one of Chelsea's target, Sporting CP centre-back Ousmane Diomande, according to reports in Portugal. The 20-year-old was signed in an £11 million deal from Danish side FC Midtjylland 14 months ago and has made an immediate impact during his time in Portugal. Midtjylland included a 20% sell-on clause as part of their agreement with Sporting, while Diomande has an £68.5 million release clause. According to Record, a Portuguese newspaper, Chelsea have indicated that they are ready to offer a £51.4 million fee to sign Diomande. However, Arsenal have now stepped up their interest and have held talks with both Sporting and Diomande over a summer deal for the defender. The report claims that Arsenal have made it known that they will match Chelsea's £51.4 million bid, which could increase further with bonuses. Liverpool, Newcastle United and Bayern Munich have also been linked with a move for the Ivory Coast international. Last summer, reports claimed that Arsenal had a £30 million for Diomande rejected by Sporting, but the Gunners vowed to follow up with another bid at the end of the season. And finally, Chelsea have entered the chase for Raul Bellanova and could compete with many rivals, including Aston Villa and Manchester United for the right back. According to Tutto Mercato Web, Chelsea could consider a move for Raul Bellanova, with the report insisting they have already approached the right back. The Blues are keen on bringing in a top-notch centre-forward, but they might look at some other crucial positions, namely the right-back slot. Reece James has missed most of the season through a series of injuries, while his backup, Malo has taken on the opportunity and performed well. Should James fail to turn up next season, or if the analysis of his current injury suggests future issues, Chelsea will look for another right-back to compete with Gusto. Recently, they have reported that they inquired about Torino's Raul Bellanova, who is having good season with the Serie A side. The Italian club does not need to sell, and will want the full-back to remain unless they receive some exceptional offers for his signature. Chelsea have yet to make a sound inquiry to enter financial discussions, but the big question is whether Bellanova wants the move when clubs that could participate in European football are vying for his signature next season. Turn notifications on so you don't miss the next update. Goodbye and have a nice day.